please.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Come on.
No, I can't stick with it. The red Terran player representing Team GP. Currently 2-1 in his group. Needs a big upset to get the win here. It's Arctur.
Yeah, and hey, Arctur's got a big chip on his shoulder, man. Not only is he, wow, holy crap, he's going to try and proxy racks, double proxy racks Reynor here. This is, he's got balls of steel. But notably, his big teammate on Team GP, Rookie, the Korean Terran player who hasn't really been doing so hot the last couple days, has actually retired finally. He just announced his retirement from StarCraft 2. So a little bit of a loss for Team GP there. Not that Rookie was putting up great numbers or anything, but always tough to see a player that's that beloved in the StarCraft scene dropping. So I doubt he and Rookie were like best friends or anything, but always a bit of sadness going around when a team loses a big player like this. Look at this scouting pattern from Reynor, though. Holy crap. Wait a minute. I may have to... So this is actually smart, though, from Reynor to check because it's really common dropping like right here behind the gas, right? And he's not doing that. Is he going to see him, though? Check the vision. Oh, Grant! What?
That's the closest I think I've ever seen it. Guys, I know there's some frame dropping right now. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm not sure what's going on. It seems to have stopped. Okay, but he will see it as soon as it moves, and that's very important. Spawning pool not yet done. Drone pool needs to be important here, and it's already pre-pulling the drones to make sure that this isn't going to get down. Wow, very nice bunker placement, though. Completely reducing surface area and allowing the SCV to get a good amount of that building done for free. Second bunker going to go down now, and we see the Marines are already here. 2 Marines down. Spine goes down on the high ground, low ground even, slightly risky. But this is only a proxy 2 racks, not 3 or 4, so it should be pretty safe here for Arctur. Reynor doing a good job, but 1 bunker is up. There's an SCV in it, that can't fight back. But now finally a few of these Marines going to make their way over.
Yeah, the SCV getting the bunker is huge. The bunker going down is really nice, but there are already Lings out here, and they can target fire down. These drones from Reynor are being absolutely heroic, zoning out these Marines from help and preventing them from getting into the bunker. So this poor SCV is trying to repair a salvaged bunker, simply not working at all. Bunker 1 gets canceled, or salvaged rather, which is great for Arctur. Bunker 2 going to get canceled here in a moment, and already Reynor is on top of these barracks, preventing the Marines from reaching critical mass, preventing them from getting the natural. And while that was really well done by Arctur and a bit unfortunate for Reynor to not spot it until it was too late, Reynor's had the perfect response, knows that he can sacrifice 7, 8 drones now, and it's totally worth it to save his bacon later in the game.
I'm not so sure about this from Arctur. He's continuing to produce double Marines, but I mean, he's completely on... Reynor's completely on top of him right now. Finally, it does look like a clear-up will go down. Reynor's just going to head across the map with his remaining Ling. And try and get some information. We do have the reactor going onto the factory behind this. Reynor will know that the transition, of course, is coming. He knows when it's only 2 racks, there will be gas behind it. So he's going to be keeping an eye on that. You can see he has now started his speed. He's taken back over in the drone count. Reynor's okay, to be honest. He needs to get his third down pretty soon, but he's already very well saturated. The money's building. He's sending the drone out to get that third now. And yeah, it's a hold.
It's a hold, absolutely, and Reynor doing so well. Whoa, hang on just a minute.
Why is he sending a different drone?
Oh, he wants those minerals real bad. That drone had some minerals, and Reynor was like, no way. I'm not letting those 5 minerals go to waste.
What a frugal Italian boy.
Oh, geez. You know what it is? He's been watching Hero Marine making pizzas on stream for the last couple days, and he's just been like building rage, I think. And he's going to channel all of that rage into this game. Grant, for those viewers who have not been watching Hero Marine's live pizza streams, do you want to give just like a 30-second reminder to the players in chat while we see the fusion core go down for Arctur?
Hero Marine's been making pizzas, and he ate it with ketchup, and you can't insult the traditional Italian pizza with such garbage. So now Reynor has announced that he's going to play in the next ESL Cup just to eliminate Hero Marine. The rivalry over pizza, because if you make a mistake about pizza around Reynor, he puts you on a blacklist on his phone. He's got a list of people, and those people aren't allowed around him. And I've only nearly dodged it a couple of times, but yeah, you don't want to upset Reynor. For now, though, we do have these Hellions running around. Okay, and 8 Marines. This is pretty aggressive.
I feel like Reynor versus Hero Marine is going to be the new like Serral versus Maru Jr. match.
Yeah.
Like we're never going to see it. It's never going to happen. Now that the players have hyped it up themselves, never going to happen. This is great pressure though from Arctur. Look at this. He's got the medevac still alive, which is nice. The medevac was being so aggressive, and still somehow alive. Lost a lot of damage, but didn't die. Battlecruiser's on the way now for Arctur to follow this up. Reynor, of course, is now going to see the battlecruisers. He's got that scouting overlord in, sees the fusion core, and now should have some spore crawlers coming down right away. There it is, 1 in the 3rd. Should see natural and main as well as roaches to drive this away. Honestly, I love that Reynor has waited so long to get his roach warren down. There's always going to be a big question mark when you get double proxy racks. Like, okay, what's the follow-up going to be? Because it's going to be a weird game no matter what if the proxy racks doesn't like immediately GG out.
Yeah.
And Raider's been doing a really nice job of biding his time and waiting until he has enough information to really move forward with his strategy. So I like him dropping the Roach Warren now. He's going to be done just in time, just as that Battlecruiser finishes up for Arctur. And we'll have to see where he decides to go with the Battlecruiser once it pops out. What do you think, Grant? Where's he going?
Yeah, he probably will teleport it straight into the natural domain here, but Reynor's got 8 queens, building a 9th right now, and that's like absolutely the right amount. We will see that blink forward up into the main here. Maybe able to get a couple of drones. The drones will, of course, be pulled by Reynor. Hopefully, as soon as he notices there's only 1 queen in the main, we should see the rest of them coming up. But Reynor has plenty of queens. I mean, look at them all. Bloody tons of them to push this away. And they don't quite have the DPS output off of creep to chase this. We can see a couple of snatch users going down as well. 2 drones for the battlecruiser just isn't really enough. Reynor getting in here, finding a little bit 2 CVs, which is a couple of lings. Wow. Evening up the damage done by the battlecruiser, and behind this he's getting Lair, he's getting 1-1, he's just added 10 more drones. Reynor now super powering up.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you know, like exactly what you'd expect from Reynor. He's held very well, he's playing cautiously, he's not being too aggressive. This is something we saw with early, like Reynor, like last year, 2 years ago, is that if he got in this situation, he'd be like, you know what, two hatcheries, I'm going to go up to Spire, I'm going to get that lair tower, that hive tech, going to get adrenal glands out as fast as I can and go for like this crazy Ling Bane Muta all in just to prove to you that I can not only hold, but, you know, destroy you. That's the Reynor of years past. The new Reynor is, the Reynor we've seen recently, being a lot more cautious, being a lot more careful, and just really biding his time. Look at this, checking in for the 3rd. And he could have dove with those roaches and tried to snag that SCV. He would have lost 3 roaches, though, and not really slowed Arctur down. So again, Reynor being very judicious, getting his 4th up behind this, adding on roach speed, +1 melee, +1 missile attack, rather, +1 carapace, just getting everything he needs to move forward here. I think he's still in a really good spot. But I will say, props to Arctur for staying in this game for so long. He's doing well.
Yeah, just 2 racks. It found some damage. If we take a look at the total drones that have gone down, Arctur has killed 10 workers this game. If he hadn't lost 5 of his own, I'd probably be in a pretty decent spot. But for now, he is definitely doing okay. You can see his 1-1 at about the same time as our Zerg players. His bio army coming up. We should be moving up towards 8 Raxes on free basis pretty soon. At the moment, actually only sitting on 3. So going to want to add some of those on as his first finishes off it. This is a lot of Roach Ravager, and these bios are going to be able to hit both the tanks. Did it actually miss both?
Yep, right in the middle of both. I thought they were right next to each other. That's actually a brilliant split by Arctur there. I don't know if that's intentional, but holy crap, that's perfect tank placement. Dodging those bios completely, and those tanks, now that they're established, are going to be able to drive Reynor back just a little bit here, but I still don't think it's going to be enough, Grant. The bio count just a little bit too small, and Arctur a little bit reticent to pick up those bio units and evacuate them in time. Means both his tanks are going to fall, and he's going to lose an awful lot of bio units on the ground.
Yeah, Reynor now pushing across the map. I think he's going to take his queens with him. He's making nothing but units. A few drones going down behind that, just to prove Grant wrong. But we see the queens now. They're going to be able to chase down this battlecruiser. And with a couple of bios, see ya, nerd! That battlecruiser goes down. Behind this, Reynor expanding. Every time you attack, you should expand. That's what Day 9 taught us. And we can see now +1 melee starting for Reynor as well. So surprised by that. As he does have 1-1 range. He's more and more queens. I mean, he's already got 8. He's landing on a 9th. We see bios coming down on top of the tank, and it looks like Reynor's looking for blood right now, Crater.
Yeah, a bit of miscontrol from Reynor, though, only doing 2 corrosive bios onto a tank, and he should know better than that. That's a bit of a rookie mistake to leave that tank alive for a little bit longer. But it finally will go down here, and Arctur just simply doesn't have the production to deal with this. Starting with that 2 racks opener has slowed his production down so much that he's not really been able to find a way out here to produce enough tanks to really be that dangerous. He's only got the one factory right now cranking out tanks. And of course, since all of his bio did get eviscerated earlier, instead of being picked up into the medevacs and evacuated, he just doesn't have a lot of buffer now. This one tank on the high ground doing a lot of zoning work, but Reynor coming in from two sides here, and this is like the jaws of a hungry lobster closing in on a piece of algae in the ocean, or whatever the fuck lobsters eat. What do lobsters eat?
I don't know, people. Reynor's supply right now. Yeah, they only eat humans. That's how they survive.
Terrifying. I had no idea. No wonder they taste so good.
Yeah, that's people. That's cannibalism.
Interesting.
SCV is going to be pulled. There are just so many roaches, so many ravages. The bio's not getting the connections, but now tank barely in range. The SCV is actually getting a very good wrap around here, but so many are going to die. And Arctur down to 50, less than half of that of his opponent. And although he may very slightly clean this up, it will be very barely. Behind there's 8 more roaches, +2 infestation pit. Reynor's up to like 100 bases at this point, and he's, I mean, he loses an entire army, still up an army supply. There's just no real concern right now for Reynor.
Man, I will say, you know, we often joke in StarCraft 2 about pulling the boys, like, oh, he's pulling the boys, it's crazy. And I know
that was a good one.
You almost never see it work, but that was exactly what it's supposed to look like, man. Move the SCVs over the top of one flank of the army here, and then with the south flank of the army, you know, continue to stim and kite forward a little bit. That was a really good engagement from Arctur, actually. And is he going to drop these queens into the main? Are you kidding me? Reynor, you cheeky boy.
I actually love it.
No.
It's I mean, this is just ridiculous, you know? But I feel like Reynor's having a bit of fun right now. You see this coming in, you think, oh no, it's a scout. No, it's a baneling drop. No, just some queens, just a couple of queens coming in. Oh no, there's the same one. He leaves it down to Transfusio. Oh, that was just silly. Maybe trying to free up a little bit of supply, even in fact, because he did have way too many queens. I mean, he still has 5 left, plenty to injecting things. Banelings without speed rolling in, but centrifugal hooks finishing up in just a couple of moments. Now, Arctur still has an army. He's still 80 army supply, and he does have his 2-2, so he is ahead in upgrades with +3 starting. But I mean, he just has no income. You can see those 3 little arrows on the bottom of your screen pointing up. They indicate that Reynor is mining a heck of a lot, more than the Terran. And things starting to look a little bit scary right now. Look at the creep.
Yeah, you know, it's not just that the army supply is so much larger, it's that Reynor's army is technologically more scary, which seems crazy when you're on Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager, right? But when you've got that many Banelings, it's just terrifying, and there's not that much that Arctur can do about it. So predictably, GG there in game number 1, going to go to Reynor, and he's going to walk away with the first win. Not really a big surprise, if we're honest, Grant.
No, I mean... Arctur did what he could. The 2 racks was good, but it didn't do quite enough. If he'd have got 2 or 3 more drones, we'd have looked at a very, very different game. But it didn't work out. We now move on to Eternal Empire for our second map here at DreamHack. Thank you all for joining us so early in our stream. It's nice to see so many of you. I apologise, I don't feel anywhere near 100% today. I'm not very well. And I've not had any sleep. So maybe not the best. I see Rushy, who will be joining DreamHack Stream Team Deluxe later on this evening when we move over to NA. So a big congratulations to him and Kozan making their debuts, I believe. That's an incredible thing to read. But for now, we are going to finish up with EU as we move on. Arctur, just joining the lobby, taking a moment here. And Creighton, what do you think Arctur needs to do? Do you think he could take it if he plays standard? Is there any...
Grant, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been thinking at all about Arctur and Reynor Game 2 right now. I've pulled up the Wikipedia page for lobsters, and I was trying to find what they eat because it's been bothering me since the beginning of game number 1. And just for those of you in the chat who are wondering, lobsters are omnivores and typically eat live prey, such as fish, mollusks, other crustaceans, worms, and some plant life. They scavenge if necessary.
Sounds like humans to me.
Yeah, so that's what I was... That's what I suspected, but I was like, do they eat plants? They can't eat plants. Crustaceans don't eat plants, do they? I've been thinking really about the important things in life and not at all about how badly Arctur's going to get smashed again here in game number 2. Eternal Empire is a big enough map that I don't expect Reynor to 12 pool, but it would not surprise me that much if he actually did, Grant.
let's get into it as I try and remember my hotkeys. I've done this 100 times and already forgotten. Here we go. In the bottom left of Eternal Empire, as I update score, he plays for Team GP, representing Russia. Needs a bit of a miracle. Send him all of your Spirit Bomb cheers. It's Arctur.
And his opponent. In the top right-hand side in the red, he does not need your love. He does not need your affection. He doesn't care. He just needs you to know that pizza is a sacred communion between man and food and should not be defiled. It's our Italian Zerg player from Clash Gaming. His name is Reynor.
Oh, yeah.
So no 12 pool from Reynor, as predicted. It's tough to pull that off on Eternal Empire, really. And Arctur playing a bit more standard this game, Grant. There's the Barrack on the high ground. Looks like he's not going to try anything sneaky just yet.
No, I think Arctur probably knows that he's not going to be able to beat Reynor that way. I mean, Reynor's scouting pattern seems incredible, and you can see once again Reynor is scouting meticulously for that proxy Rex here with his drone. If I can create his camera and sit back, my arms back. So Arctur is going to play this a little bit more standard, maybe look for a 2 or 3 base timing. We've been seeing a lot of success on maps like this of the 8 racks 2-2 free base build, where you never build a 4th, you just get 2-2 8 racks, 3 or 4 tanks and go. There's been some success on specifically maps that have good ramps, and if your opponent doesn't go mass muter, it can be very, very good. So we'll have to keep an eye out, see if that's what Arctur goes for here. For now, though, the game opening, very normal.
I'm just sorry, Grant. We're of course we're on a 2-minute delay, guys, to conserve that competitive integrity, and I'm just now reading chat's response to me reading the Wikipedia page about lobsters. It does not get much more peak StarCraft than this, Grant. This is what people want to know about.
Yeah,
see, DreamHack, cancel all of StarCraft and just make it Lobster Facts with Creighton, and this will become the most watched thing in the world.
Let's be honest, though, Creighton. Lobsters aren't your specialty. You're much more familiar with crabs. The Reaper's coming in, gonna start poking away at them.
Was that an STI joke?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay.
I accused you of having an STI, and I thought it was really clever. Shall I do that on a DreamHack broadcast? Probably not.
I don't think you should, Grant, but that's all right. Everybody knows that I am handsome and amazing, and definitely don't have crabs, unless I go to Red Lobster, in which case, sometimes. Look at this, though. We see a second Barrack getting queued up here for Arctur right now. Well, he had it queued up for a second there. There it is. Okay, he was tricking us. And now he's going to swap over. So it's going to be like a Barrack factory CC into second Barrack. What do you think about Arctur's chance to go for pardon me, what do you think about Arctur's decision to go for an early third CC here, Grant? Is it too greedy against a player like Reynor?
I don't know. Reynor seems to be sitting back a little bit right now. You can see he seems to be very content with just droning. Reynor also isn't Overlord scouting at all, maybe relying on the fact that he's always been known to have those very slippery lings and hoping to get in with some of them in the not too distant future. He does throw down his third, and it's after 4 queens. Yes, it is. Okay, so going for that later but safer third base that we're seeing a couple of Zerg players start to do now. I like this for Arctur. He goes one way game 1, he's going to go the polar opposite in game 2 and go for that more economic cheese. I mean, if one doesn't work, you have to try the other, right? Because straight up, head to head, no punches held. Reynor's going to knock you out in round 1.
Yeah. Well, hey, the good news though for Arctur is that this is the group stages, and it's not like a one single elimination tournament or anything. I couldn't think of the word for single elimination. I was like a 1-loss tournament, one of those games.
That works.
We're still in the group stages, and the great news for Arctur is he beat Petite Drogo already. Yeah. Drogo, one of the most serious competitors to the throne here, and so while King Cobra is a bit of an easier mark for Arctur. Wait, did Arctur beat Bly?
I don't know if they've played yet, have they?
Yeah, they just played. Did he lose to Bly?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, sorry, I got it. Yeah, okay, so he's beat Petite Drogo and beat King Cobra.
Yes.
But lost to Bly. Okay.
Yes.
So he's about to, he's under the gun right now to win to Reynor. If he loses this series, he'll be at 2-2. But this is a great 2-2 to be at, actually, in the group, Grant, because he's already played Reynor, Bly, and Drogo. Which means that all he's got left then is Lambo, Stefano, and Max Packs. And those are like kind of winnable games. At least Stefano and Max Packs could very well be winnable games for him. You know, losing to Reynor is sort of a given. But in the group stages, if you lose to the player at the very top, you're like, okay, everybody else did. That's fine. As long as I hold my ground and win a couple more games, you still have a chance of advancing in that 3rd and 4th place spot.
Yeah, Arctur's really impressed me, and we said this last season too, right? When it was his first breakthrough season. Even though the results weren't quite as good, he still looked really quite impressive. But this season, he's starting to pick up those wins, and a win over Drogo is incredible. I mean, no matter what, he'll always have that. We do see Banelings rolling in, but no speed right now. This is a very scary push for our captain player.
Yeah, a couple Hellbats in the back from Arctur not doing anything. A bit of a weird, like, army position as well. With only one medevac here, he's not going to be able to stim as much as he would like to. And even though there weren't that many Banelings, the connections that Reynor was able to find were really good. So it did look a little scary on paper, but a little bit miscontrolled from Arctur, if we're honest. And now the longer he waits, the more time he gives Reynor to get these Mutalisks up, to add on more Banes, to get these gases going. And there's really been no real pressure here at the 3rd base. He's barely stepped onto creep, and Reynor is already about to overwhelm him. Arctur needs to get the heck out of here, and he's going to do exactly that, saving only 8 Marines. But look at the units lost tab right now, Grant. It's just not what you expect from a Zerg and Terran player. Usually you expect to see the Zerg player way behind in resources lost.
So as that was happening, Creighton, one thing that was going on is there was a Liberator sieged up in the natural and denied mining time for like 20 seconds. There was no mining in the natural for that long. So Arctur, and he managed to kill a queen as well, plus 2 drones as they came back in. So it ended up being okay for Arctur, because behind this, look at the worker count. It's even. His 3rd is up. As long as he takes no damage or minimal damage to these Mutalisks, this could end up being pretty good from Arctur and bring him into an even or slightly ahead mid-game. But right now, these Mutas already proven their worth, killing all of these buildings that are just trying to finish off, getting that Widow Mine as well, and yeah, not so great now for Arctur.
You were talking earlier about how slippery Reynor's Lings are. His Mutas are the same way, just so frustrating. Eat a Widow Mine shot there. Oh, does lose 1 Mutalisk to a Widow Mine. Thank goodness, only 1 though, as they were a little bit more split than they should otherwise be. But yeah, I feel like Reynor's one of those players who starts every game with an unfair upgrade advantage over every other Zerg player, where it's just all his units are covered in lard all the time, and they just get through everywhere. I don't know how he unlocked that cheat code in the game, but he's able to, as we just saw, sneak those Mutalisks into the main base where they have no business being in the main base, right? Arctur has turrets up. He's got Marines back home, and somehow Reynor just sees the opportunity to sneak in, pick off 4 workers, slow down some barracks, slow down another turret, and still sneak out with all but 1 of his Mutalisks. Just really well done. And now he's going to increase his Mutalisk count, get +1 flyer attack, and stay on Lingbane Muta. Grant, that seems to be a trend that we've been seeing here in DreamHack Summer. Lingbane Muta playing very strong for these Zerg players right now.
Yeah, I still think the Hydra Lurker play is in the back. One thing we really need to see right now from Arctur is him starting 2-2, and he does it, because not only does he already have a pretty good upgrade advantage, but if he can extend that, and there was a good minute there where he could have started 2-2, possibly earlier, depending on his build, he could have had a significant advantage. So still pretty good from Arctur. His supply's still very healthy. Worker count maybe a little low. Maybe wants to be getting up into the 70s, but of course he has mules and they're pretty good. You can see Reynor is currently mining more from our overlay here. Reynor's to 94 workers though, and that means, oh my god, he's going up to over 100. Okay then. And that means we're now going to get to the point where Reynor's going to do nothing but crank out units, and this is where he is most definitely the most deadly.
Yeah, and that's scary, because when you're talking about Reynor being the most deadly Reynor we've seen, we're talking about a player right now who is ranked, I believe, #3 in the world, give or take. And that just means that he's gone from like whatever Hulk mode is to whatever if the Hulk was angry, but like when Bruce Banner gets angry, he becomes the Hulk. Like if the Hulk was angry and became something else, that's what we would see from Reynor. He's going for a little bit of counterplay right now with the Mutalisks here. There's nothing back home for Arctur to defend against this. The reinforcements are going to start getting picked off here. He can't bring any of the units across the map, and now he's just trying to go for a little bit of the contain, but already Reynor way ahead on income here, mining so much more. Even though he's not getting very good Bane hits here, he is already softening up this army, ready to go for a bit of a pincer move once these Mutalisks come back to help fight this off.
Yeah, we see the engagement coming in now on our mini-map. Let's just take a look here. Chasing off creep a little bit ballsy here, but the 4 has gone down, it seems. And Reynor's going to push his opponent all the way back. Behind this, 100 drones, 2-2 on the way. Nothing but units being produced here by our little Italian boy. And, I mean, it's getting to the stage for Arctur where he needs to make something happen. He does have 2-2 about to finish. And if he can bring all these units together Hero Marine style, there is a possibility, of course. He is at 8 racks. He does have 8 tank spears, 5 Widow Mines. The Dream Widow Mine hits, an incredible split. I mean, it's possible.
It's definitely possible. I was going to talk about that a moment ago, but like, what an odd move out timing from Arctur, right? Usually when you have an upgrade near finishing, you want to move out just before it finishes, so that when your army gets onto creep, the upgrade is finished and you can move. So you've got that timing window as wide as possible. Arctur moved out really early and then just sort of camped and waited. A little drop to the top side here, making a couple drones. That's really nice. Going to cancel that build, but also the mutas are here from Arctur. So a lot of action all over the map right now. No time to talk about upgrade timing. Sorry about that, Grant.
No, this is looking okay for Arctur all of a sudden. Army supply is even. He is dealing okay with the mutas here. Sure, he's losing a lot of infrastructure, but this 4 has been dishing out pain. Is getting so many kills, but now he cannot let these mutas... Oh my god, okay. Just kidding.
Pour one out in the chat for our boy Arctur, friends. Those Banelings clearing out any chance he may or may not have had of coming back here. Dear goodness gracious, sweet shrimply pibbles, that looked terrible. And now it's just, it's Bane o'clock, baby. It's Bane time. So get your Bane pants on and Bane walk your way down there because Reynor's coming in. SCV's trying to pull off the line here, but there's nowhere to pull. 11 more SCVs go down. And Reynor now ahead on workers, 94-45, remaking 18 links and adding on a hive tech. Does Arctur have a chance to flex his mighty muscles here and with even army supplies pull this back?
He needs to do it right now. That's you know, that's something that can't be understated. Kill here onto the hatchery. Uncharacteristic mistake here from Reynor, but I mean, he's balling. He's wearing the Gucci clothes. He's even in-game at this point. He has so much money. His economy is just phenomenal. Rebuilding a Baneling nest. Did he lose his? Yeah, the Baneling nest did get sniped, and that's actually massive because Banelings are the key proponent of dealing with massive bio pushes. We're never going to see free, I doubt, here from Arctur. He just doesn't have the money. His stuff has been sniped. But Arctur is now moving out on the south side of the map, and this is all in at this point. And I mean, just look at Reynor's flop to the north.
They're flocking this way, that's for sure. It's flocking terrifying. I can't make any more jokes, Grant. Remind me to talk to you about the word proponent after this game. It made me chuckle so much. We've got Arctur moving in onto creep here. He's going to snipe a couple tumors, and I will say he's done a good job with sniping tumors consistently. But look at the 6 o'clock base right now. More and more of these SCVs getting picked down, and Arctur simply has not been able to really pressure Reynor now. He's had the time to get the Baneling nest back up, and now that his opponent has been funneled into a choke point here, the Banelings are like, what's that, a choke point? And their little Baneling tails start wagging, and they chip on top of anything that's still alive.
Supply now double, more than for... No, wait, not more than. Just about doubled here for Reynor. He kills everything, and GG! Reynor with the first.